Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Josh. Welcome back to another video. And yes, I'm finally going to be talking about the new Evil Dead video game, which I am very excited about. And yeah, I did mention that I was going to be doing more game-oriented stuff just for a little bit. So, of course, here we go. Welcome to my dark dungeon. I don't know. For some odd reason, my lighting is always weird. Sometimes it looks fine and sometimes it isn't. So I do apologize for that. I always rely on the sun, the sunlight. So that's probably not a good idea, but it is what it is, I guess, right? So why I want to talk about this? Well, I'm a huge horror fan, obviously, and I love the Evil Dead series, of course. I've loved the movies, and I love the TV show that I am to this day still upset that it was canceled. And because of that, I do want to explain a little bit about that because it's been a long time since we've got anything Evil Dead oriented. And yeah, I get it with the NECA's Holothon. They did release the Ultimate Ash from the first Evil Dead movie, which I think is really good. But at the same time, what about like movie and TV show wise? You know what I mean? Like, well, what's cooking up? Because for a long time they've been hinting at a new movie coming out, but there isn't really much details to it. Not to mention that the actor who plays as Ash, Bruce Campbell, he did announce a long time ago that he will no longer be playing as the character, and obviously that's very sad. And he really, really loves to keep telling people, "Hey, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna be Ash no more." And it's kind of ironic he says that because he's still doing movie stuff, of course. So I think he's just retiring from the character in general, even though he still has a role in the game. I mean, his voice is in it, so okay, whatever. I don't know about that. So, and about the show, Ash vs. Evil Dead, which was a continuation of the Evil Dead movies, of course. And in case you're wondering, there's three of them. You're probably going to say four, but that's a remake. I don't think you count the remake. But of course, the show lasted 3 seasons with a total of 30 episodes. And my dear Lord, did it end horrible. Not because it ended like bad, but because it ended on a huge cliffhanger. And to this day, because the show was basically prematurely canceled. Beyond disappointing. I'm sick and tired of shows getting canceled, especially when they leave on such a big cliffhanger like that. And of course, I'm not going to spoil exactly what happens. I'm just here to talk about the new game, obviously. I'm not here to talk about the movie or the show. For the sake of time and, being spoiler free, I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. If you're a huge horror fan, that want to get into the Evil Dead series, definitely do so. I mean, obviously you have to. That's my phone. Obviously you gotta start with the movies, but you'll just thought I'd mention that it's a really awesome horror series, whatever you want to call it. So obviously it's disappointing to see the way it kind of ended, but I guess that video game. The new one coming out. I guess that does kind of help with the struggle a little bit because, this is going to be like a new story. There's a lot to it. And basically, I just want to talk about my thoughts as to how I think there's going to be like a lot of great things, but then there's also stuff that I'm a little bit worried about. It's my hopes and fears, obviously. So, of course, because I try to be positive, I'm going to talk about my hopes. Like, what do I hope for this game, right? Well, obviously, the gameplay seems promising. Obviously, you get to fight a lot of different enemies. And what I really, really love about the game is that they've pretty much taken everything from like the movies and TV shows because literally you got the Deadites. That's what they're called, Deadites. I mean, unless I know they got like another funny name to them, but I can't exactly remember. But yeah, there's definitely going to be a huge variety within enemies and in the areas. I also like that you could drive too. You can actually drive in the game. So a part of me is thinking, is it going to be like an open world game? I doubt it. I can't, it's hard to really imagine the Evil Dead series like that. I mean, yeah, Ash versus Evil Dead, in the TV show, yeah, there was a lot of traveling involved, but I don't know if they're going to do that. I don't know if you're going to see that in the game because funny enough, characters from the TV show actually does make an appearance in the game, which is really cool, but also kind of questionable because not to spoil the movies or anything, but the thing about them is if characters certain characters are introduced, they're gonna die. So long story short, it's pretty shocking to see some of these characters come back. So it's like, okay, this is gonna be like fan service up the ass. But it's like I'm hoping that it will definitely be treated, kindly. I hope that they don't just kind of shove it just to put it in because of fan service and all that. Because yeah, these are actually very classic characters. Of course, we're talking like his best friend from the first movie, his sister, and all that. Again, it's hard to really talk about it without getting to spoilers, so I'm going to try my best not to explain too much, unless you don't care. But I'm just saying. So, like I say, I don't think I have a problem with how the gameplay looks. It looks really good, especially when what I don't know, maybe it's just me. I really love games when they do this, where you can like use melee weapons and you can like shoot and stuff like that. I've always loved that. I remember not too long ago, I think this was like, I want to say maybe 2 years ago or so. I really don't remember, when I was playing Dead Island, and it's like I remember towards the beginning when you fight the zombies, and then you're always using melee weapons, and then it's like you can repair them, you can find new ones and stuff like that, and then later on towards the game, as it got pretty crazier, you start using guns and shit, and I was like, ooh, and you definitely get that in the game. You got characters using axes. You got Ash using the boomstick, which is that weird shotgun thing. I mean, I don't really know what to exactly call it because, surprise, surprise, apparently in the first Evil Dead movie, it was a rifle he was using. And then when they made the second movie, they decide to use a shotgun instead, which it sounds weird. That's more like something that you could get into another video, because there's a lot of talk between 1 and 2. Because the first movie came out in 1981, and then the second one didn't came out till like 1987, if I'm correct. So yeah, a lot of changes, right? But don't worry, they're not going to interfere with this game or anything like that. I mean, why would it? But I really, really need to talk about the characters, but it's hard. I don't want to spoil anything, so I guess I could be kind of vague. But yeah, you got characters from the show, you got some of them from the movies, which is surprising. Definitely one thing we've seen from the trailer is that you could play as both old Ash and young Ash, which I think is really cool. And this game does have a story. So I'm very curious to what they're gonna do with it. Like, are they gonna do like a back and forth type thing, like how they do it with I'm trying to think of a game that did something like that. I know with Call of Duty Black Ops, I remember they kind of did that where they were interrogating Mason, and then it's like, okay, we're in the future, and then he's talking about the past. So a lot of the missions takes place in the past. So I don't know if that's what they're gonna do. And the reason why I mentioned that the Evil Dead game is gonna have a story is because I've noticed by like the gameplay and all that, it definitely feels very like, this is going to sound stupid when I say this, multiplayer-ish, if that sounds, I know that sounds weird. What I mean by that is that it definitely looks like a game where you can play with multiple players, which is good. But at the same time, then there comes the question, is it going to be an online-only game? Which that scared me a lot, because I really, really don't want this to be an online-only. Because one, I don't have friends that are into the Evil Dead, so I don't think they're going to want to play it. And two, I don't know. I'm not really used to like the whole playing with strangers type thing. I've done it a couple of times, obviously, but it's like, I don't know. Why Evil Dead, though, out of all games? Because not to get off topic or anything, but I will never forget this. Years ago when it was Christmas, my dad got me Friday the 13th, the game, and I was so excited to play it. Like, honestly, because I love Friday the 13th. I'm into that. I'm a horror fan. Of course. Why not? I love Friday the 13th. And I was deeply disappointed when it kept popping up as an error. Couldn't really play it. And then the next thing you know, when we look at the back of the not the box, but the whatever, the thing it came in, right? And it said online play only, and I was like, fuck, like, damn, like, why? And I know what you're thinking. Oh, Josh, you're just being petty. Stop it. Don't complain. Well, here's the thing, though. Friday the 13th is an old IP, just like Evil Dead. Well, not even. It's like Friday the 13th is like 1 year older than Evil Dead, which is the weird thing. So it's like, I don't know. I'm not saying this to sound mean or anything like that, but when I think of Friday the 13th, if they're going to make a game about it, you would expect maybe people that know a lot about the series. I mean, you don't really expect mostly young people to really play it. And I know that sounds dumb when I say that, but think about it for a sec. The last Friday the 13th movie we got was back in 2009, and that was the reboot. So it's like, this game came out like years and years ago. Not even like, I can't remember exactly, because I want to just focus everything mostly on Evil Dead. But that's about it. Also, I did that because I was throwing something away. I got whatever this crap is. As for drawing, so don't mind me. Yeah, so it's like I really hope they don't do that with Evil Dead. If I really do, because it definitely looks like it's going to be very heavy focus on that. So the least I could think of is okay, maybe it's going to be like World War Z. Maybe it's going to be like that, where you could play it. It doesn't have to be like an online only. It could be optional if you want to play it. And admittedly, I remember they were updating it here and there, just like with Killing Floor 2. You don't have it doesn't have to be an online only game. You could just pretty much play by yourself if you wanted to. I know that sounds dumb. I know that sounds really sad. But these games, they're not just one-handed. They're always going to have some sort of option for anybody to play. And it can't always just be online only. They can't always do that because that wouldn't be fair. For an example, if I wanted to play Killing Floor with my dad, obviously he doesn't know too much about that whole online stuff. So wouldn't it just be easier if he just came over here with his controller and then we both play? Yeah, of course, give us that option. You know what I mean? So even if Evil Dead is going for that direction, I really, really hope that they at least kind of keep it from there. At the same time, a part of me kind of hopes that it's not like World War Z, because World War Z is not bad, but it's the type of game where you really need to play it with friends. It's not really fun just playing it normally, unless there's a lot of content added into it, then it's fine. But the Evil Dead is really hard to see. And it's not that Evil Dead doesn't have variety. It's just that when you think about it, again, it's hard to talk about without getting to spoilers. But you got the house. I mean, you got some parts of the town that Ash used to live in. I don't know if they're gonna do like time travel. I really don't know, because the third movie, well, this is not a spoiler, but well, I guess it kind of is. So I guess spoiler warning. In the third movie, Army of Darkness, Ash gets sent back to medieval times. So now he's pretty much stuck there, and now he has to well, honestly, it's hard to say, because like the invasion like when the Deadites came in. Are they even Deadites to begin with? Now that I think about it, whatever. The point is, like if this game's gonna have a story, right? What's it gonna be about? You can't help but think. And don't get me wrong, this is not the first time that the Evil Dead franchise has had video games. It definitely has. But it's like, this one you can see for sure. This one's meant to be like a big deal. This is meant to be like the big thing right here, especially if they're bringing back so many characters. Even the monsters and the demons they had from the show and the movies, they brought them back. They actually did. You got Henrietta, you got Elagos. I hope I said that right. You even got the clone Ash, he with that weird king from Army of Darkness. Even he's in it. No, but then to add on to that, they even you can even play as the Deadites themselves. You could be the bad guys if you wanted to. So it's like, oh, okay. So if I wanted to tear apart Ash limb from limb, you could actually do that. And on top of that, especially with Elagos, I know he had kind of some mystical things going on. So I can only imagine it's definitely going to be bloody and gory, but also do some weird shit at the same time. So that's really cool. But again, it kind of goes back to what type of game are they really looking for? So like I say, I really hope they don't go for a more optional online only thing. So, I don't know. I think for some people, including myself, that wouldn't be fair, especially when considering that just like Friday the 13th, Evil Dead is a pretty, old franchise that's been around for a long time. So it's like you would think people, that are fan will want to kind of enjoy it. But what if some of those people don't really know too much about, online play like that, because there's a lot to it. There's that PlayStation Plus subscription, there's a lot of different things you got to do. I know that they were doing some sort of update about like the profile and whatever, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to do this. I just want to continue playing my Persona 5 Royale game. All right, come on, don't make me do this. All right, it sounds stupid, it really does. I know that's kind of a dumb fear to have, but I don't know. I'm guessing that's just my personal intake, because I really, really don't want that to happen. And the thing with the story, I hope it's good. I mean, I hope that they don't just mostly focus on the multiplayer part, and at least actually make it some kind of game you can enjoy. Because mind you, this game is on every big platform. This is going to be on PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch. Apparently, I guess. Okay, that's a new one. I mean, geez, Soul Hackers 2 was on literally every single platform except for the Switch. And people are not happy about that. But then again, I don't know what to say. Also, if in case you don't know, Soul Hackers 2, that's another new game that's, I guess it's coming out this year. I say I guess because I think they'll probably release it in Japan first and then it'll come out later, but I don't know. As for the Evil Dead game, This game is going to come out on May 13th because I think this was going to get released earlier, but then it got delayed. At some point, I'm pretty sure they were supposed to release it in February. I could be wrong though. I don't remember. It's been a long time, so that's just kind of why I can't really remember everything perfectly. But you know, at least I kind of got that down. You know what I mean? And plus, if you look it up online, it's meant to be a survival game. They call it a survival. So I'm like, what type of survival we're talking about here? Because survival game, that could mean anything. You know, it could be like the old Resident Evil games where you can't really waste all your ammo on a lot of the enemies that get stronger and stronger. I have no idea. It could be anything. Uh, and you know, or maybe it could be like the later Resident Evil games where it's like you gotta get prepared for battle. You're gonna fight a whole ton of enemies. Who knows? But that's all I gotta say, right? I don't got nothing else. I am stoked. Those are my hopes. Those are my fears. You know, I hope it's good. I hope they don't do some weird shit. That's all I gotta say. So until then, that ends it there. You know, usually on weekends it's kind of hard for me to make some videos, so I'll try and pump out something because I always got something going on for you guys. You know, why not? So yeah. Well, but will the next thing be game related? Who knows? Whatever. But until then, hope you guys stay safe out there as always. Leave a like if you like the video. Dislike it if you dislike it. Whatever. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. Go right ahead. I mean, click that big red button. You know, I mean, don't smash it though. Just gently tap it or whatever. I don't know if you're watching this on a phone or if you're watching this on your computer. I have no idea. Whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's about it. So hope you guys have a good one. See ya.